Hey everybody, and welcome back for another cigar review at Stoker Review. And this time I'm doing the new Viaje Exclusivo Leaded. Now this cigar just came out last week to all the Viaje retailers. It retails for about $10 and it's a 5x52 Robusto. Now this one is a little bit different than the other Exclusivo cigars that came out under that line. This one, well, for one, you can see that the label's a bit different. Viaje and the tobacco leaves are in red. And also, this one uses a special type of ligero called Medio tiempo. Now, what that is a type of ligero that's actually left on the plant a little bit longer. So it's a little bit stronger and a little bit more full body than normal ligero. It's kind of rare. Not many people use it. It's pretty expensive. And Aganorsa in Nicaragua is actually one of the best at growing this stuff. And that's actually where the tobacco comes from for the Viaje cigars. So Andre decided to just step it up a notch and added that to this cigar. So anyway, let's take a look at this thing. Let's see the wrapper here. It's a little bit rustic looking, which is kind of cool. I mean, I wouldn't say rough. It's not rough looking. It's just, I don't know. It's a little bit rustic. It's the best way I can explain it. Actually, it almost has, I don't know if you can pick it up on there, but it's almost looks velvety. It's kind of weird. But anyway, look at it. It's got a closed foot, which is pretty cool. And pigtail cap. A little bitty pigtail cap. Anyway, I think that's pretty cool. I always like closed foot, the pigtail on there. I always like that. It's better than the shaggy foot. But anyway, let's check this thing out. Really rich tobacco flavor. It's a cigar. But it's got like a nice earthy cedar note to it also. But go ahead and let's cut this thing and see how it goes. Usually I would just pinch that pigtail off, just kind of twist it and pull it off because that's kind of what you're supposed to do. But it's pretty small. And with extra ligero being on there, I think I'm just going to cut a little bit. And we'll see how it goes from there. Even with the closed foot, it's just got a pretty decent draw already. Okay, light this thing up. Right off the bat, it's a very rich cigar. But I get a nice little kick at the back of the palate with black pepper. And I actually kind of ramp it up as I'm talking to you. It's kind of tickling the back of my throat a lot. But I do get a nice richness to it. And I get like it's a coffee note, but it's not very strong. I like espresso or anything like that, just like a regular medium coffee or something like that, medium roast coffee. There's a hint of sweetness. And I get like a nice, just a rich, sweet tobacco flavor to it. It's the best way I can kind of explain it. Yeah, when you retrohale the cigar, you get a little bit more of that spice. But considering it's got so much more ligero in it, that medio tiempo, and that had that black pepper kick right at the beginning, when I retrohale, I can retrohale a full mouthful of smoke. It's not harsh at all. Actually, pretty smooth on it. But it is really spicy. That black pepper has got such a long finish. I mean, the cigar is just keeps on. The black pepper, it's still rolling on my palate. It is still rolling. Like I'm not getting much of the other flavors, but that black pepper, it's still there. still tickling the back of my palate. But it's not harsh. I don't think it's harsh at all. It's just, your normal black pepper flavor. It's just back there letting you know it's still there. So anyway, what I'll probably do is I'll go ahead and smoke this at a halfway point, and I'll be back to let you know how it is. See you in a second. Everybody, I'm back. You see, this thing puts off a ton of smoke. I'm at the halfway point now. The cigar has really got a nice, rich flavor profile to it. I get that nice woodiness to it. That coffee note is still there and it's pretty strong. The pepper has tapered off a little bit. It's almost like, I don't know, it's not really faded away. It's still there in the background. And I get on the back of my palate, but nowhere near what it was in the very beginning of the cigar. Also, the cigar has kind of like a butteriness to it. You know what it kind of reminds me of? It's like when you drink a chardonnay, or and people say, well, it's over oaked, or basically because it's got a butteriness quality to it. That's kind of what I get with that. It's kind of an odd flavor, but it's just kind of a silky, buttery note to it it kind of reminds me of like a California Chardonnay in a way, how sometimes they can be like that. But really, that's kind of a accent note. To me, the main note is the pepper and the coffee note. The coffee note is probably one of the main notes, but like I said, it's not like an espresso note. It's more like of a medium roast coffee, like a morning blend coffee or something like that. It's kind of a nice, just a light roasted coffee note, medium roast, something like that. Just not something real potent, but it has a really nice flavor profile to it. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and finish this cigar off, and I'll be back to let you know how it is. See you in a second. Hey everybody, I'm back, and I'm at the end of the cigar now. Not too much has changed. The flavors are all remain the same. What's different is what is the dominant flavor over the rest of them. Now, when I got near the end of the cigar, that black pepper made a fierce comeback. I'm getting a lot of black pepper, and especially the retrohales when I get a lot of it. I still get that woodiness. I still get the coffee note and stuff like that, but to me, the coffee note is taking a background now to the black pepper, and that butteriness I was getting before has kind of faded away. It's still there, but it's very, very faint. But to me, it's mainly black pepper right now with a hint of coffee and a hint of woodiness. It's kind of a linear cigar, but the flavors are really good. I really enjoyed this cigar. Now, the MSRP on this thing is around $10 a pop, and I think that's a pretty good value for this cigar. I had no relights, no construction problems, nothing like that. It smoked very, very, very well. Put out a ton of smoke, which is something that I personally like. And it's just a really good, well-rounded cigar all the way around. Now, I know a lot of people that buy the different limited releases that Andre has been putting out. They come out, they're not exactly ready to go yet. So a lot of people have been buying them and putting them up and then revisit them about 6 months to a year later, and they're spectacular. This one, you really don't have to do that with. This one is really good right out of the gate. It's really good. Now, do I think the ageability of the cigar is good? Definitely. I think you could age a cigar and get even better. Now, there's a lot of smoke on this thing. It's still putting off, and I barely have much left in this thing. But the cigar, I think, would age really, really well. I think the black pepper will be tamed down a little bit and actually become even more smoother than having that sharp pepper that it has in there in the beginning and near the end of it. So this is one that I'm definitely going to buy some more of. I'm going to set them aside just to see how well they age. Because a lot of the Exclusivo line that I bought, a lot of them I didn't particularly care for them right when I smoked them, except for this one. But when they sat down for a while, man, they were awesome. They were really, really, really good. So this is one definitely you can go buy it and smoke it now because it's ready to go. But if you can, they're pretty limited. So if you can, grab them and put some away. and smoke them a little bit later. Or better yet, smoke one every now and then, like every month or so. Just watch the change happen, because I think it will really age very, very well. So definitely want to pick up, recommend it, ready to go now. Don't have to wait. But like I said, age them if you can, because I think it'll be really spectacular when you do that. So on that note, I'll see you next time.